Hello and welcome to Neurcode AI. In this video tutorial, we'll see how we can open the project in Neurcode AI and perform multiple operations such as explaining the project, debugging, performing tests, and also refactoring the code if there's any better way to refactor the code. So let's start with try now. Here we need to open any project file. We'll start with opening any of the random projects that I have on my machine. We can see that the project has been opened and we can see whatever each file holds. So let's say for example I open this file called order controller. In this code editor, the active file currently is order controller. We can open as many as files as we want, and the last open file is the current active file on which the operations would be performed. Let's say user controller is the current active file, and I ask the AI to explain the contents of the user controller. I'll just expand the AI panel so that more content is visible. It starts by thinking about the file's code and whatever contents there are in this file, and he'll just start with explaining what part of code does what and help you understand each and every aspects of the code by breaking it into smaller chunks and explaining it in simpler steps. As you can see in the AI panel, we can see that each block of code is divided into smaller chunks, and for each of it the purpose, steps and example requests are given so that we can understand the content of the file. This was about explaining the content. Let's try to debug the file if there's any issues in the current file. So I'll just start by taking a look at the current file. I'll go through all the modules one by one and check if everything is right or there can be a better version of it. By the end of the code debugging, he'll also generate a debugged file that has an option of directly copying and manually pasting it, or we can click apply button which will directly apply the changes to the whole file. Also, there's a limit to the chat generation in the AI panel. If at any point of time the chat ends like this, I can simply type please continue from where you left, and yes, he'll just go through the previous chat whatever he has still or he hasn't, and he'll just start from there generating things. Each part of the code is debugged, as I said, into smaller chunks, and he helps us assess what all the code does. Now, a small fun part of this AI side panel is that whenever the generation happens, and for example I I can apply the changes over to here. Let's say I copied this and I try to apply it here somewhere. When I press paste or apply, in this version history I can see that the initial version is present, which is before I pasted this code. Let's click on this initial version, and yes, this is the original file. It's pretty useful when we copy paste the code into AI generated code into editors and there's no way going back. It stores up to 50 versions. We can see, let's say I type this, and if I have saved that file, Then initial version and current version is set to this, and typing anything else and saving would lead to generating the next version of the file. In this way we can generate up to 50 latest versions of the file. I'll just remove it and we can see the version is set to what it was. Coming back to the code tools part, we can also write tests, generate test over this file or any of the files. He'll just go through the code once again. He'll divide it into modules, whatever the modules we have. In this case there's register, login, logout, and multiple operations being performed in this singular file, as this is the user controller file. We'll just understand what each of the code scenario does and prepare a robust test file by itself. As we can see that the test cases file has started generating. I guess I again hit the character limit. Please start from where you left. For fun side, I'll just give a small part of code so that he understands where he left. He'll start by reviewing what he has previously coded and what test cases was he doing. And as we had given in the chat box, he has started generating test cases from that part itself, describe function, and he'll just go on until he generates each request that you make through this chat option, such as explain, debug, test, refactor, analysis, etc. Each operation holds one token, and there are nearly 1000 credits per user for the free tier, so you can nearly generate thousands of these responses. And yeah, he has given me enough test file for this demo, and at the end I'll just open one another file so that there's some varieties in newness. It says a model BP, and then I'll just try to refactor the model. He has seen the active file is adminbank.js, as we can see, and he has started reading the context of the Mongoose file. After going through each module, he'll just give the file. Yeah, he has given what key improvements and enhancement he has done in the file. And after he has done explaining everything, I'll just click apply button over here. You can see that there are currently 49 lines in this file, and after clicking apply you can see that it has converted to 145, 146, and he has provided an explanation for each of the schema as well as what changes he has done in this. And yeah, this is pretty much overview of how to use Neurcode AI. I hope I see you all using it. Thank you.